Why do you attract people who hurt you? You know the pattern. You meet someone. They feel familiar, electric, intense, magnetic. You fall fast. You give everything. And then they disappear, betray, criticize, or emotionally abandon you. You tell yourself it's bad luck. You blame your picker. You wonder why you keep choosing people who hurt you. But what if it's not random? What if your attraction is a reenactment? What if your nervous system is chasing what it knows, not what it needs? This video will help you understand why emotional pain often feels like love, how trauma repetition drives romantic choices, what your nervous system is trying to resolve through attraction, how to break the cycle and choose differently without losing your capacity for connection. This is not about shame. It's about clarity. And it's the beginning of emotional sovereignty. The familiarity trap, trauma repetition. Psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud first described repetition compulsion, the unconscious drive to repeat unresolved emotional experiences in new relationships. Carl Jung expanded this idea, suggesting that the psyche seeks wholeness through reenactment. We're drawn to people who mirror our early wounds not because we want to suffer, but because we want to resolve. This is why someone who feels like home can be dangerous. If your early home was chaotic, neglectful, or emotionally inconsistent, your nervous system may associate unpredictability with intimacy. You're not choosing pain, you're choosing familiarity. And familiarity is not the same as safety. Neurobiology of attraction. The body remembers. Neuropsychologist Bessel van der Kolk famously said, "The body keeps the score." Our nervous system stores emotional experiences, especially those tied to survival, attachment, and abandonment. When you meet someone who triggers those stored patterns, your body lights up. You feel chemistry. You feel intensity. You feel alive. But that activation isn't always healthy. It may be your nervous system recognizing a pattern and trying to resolve it. This is why calm, stable love can feel boring. Your body isn't used to peace. It's addicted to the adrenaline of emotional chaos. The push-pull cycle. Attachment theory offers another lens. If you grew up with inconsistent caregivers, sometimes loving, sometimes distant, you may develop anxious or avoidant attachment styles. These styles shape how you bond. Anxious types crave closeness but fear abandonment. Avoidant types fear intimacy and seek control. Disorganized types swing between both extremes. When these patterns collide in adult relationships, they create the push-pull dynamic. You chase someone who pulls away. You feel rejected, then overinvest. They return briefly, then withdraw again. You mistake the emotional roller coaster for passion. This isn't love. It's dysregulation. And it's exhausting. The role of the shadow self. Jung's concept of the shadow, the unconscious part of the psyche that holds repressed traits, also plays a role. We're often attracted to people who embody our disowned qualities. You're drawn to someone bold because you've buried your own assertiveness. You're magnetized by someone emotionally unavailable because you've suppressed your own boundaries. You're obsessed with someone chaotic because you've denied your own need for control. The attraction is real, but it's not always healthy. It's a call to integrate what you've projected. Until you do, you'll keep choosing people who hurt you because they reflect the parts of you you haven't yet claimed. Emotional memory and pattern recognition. Psychologist Antonio Damasio emphasized that emotional memory shapes decision-making. We don't just choose partners based on logic. We choose based on emotional familiarity. Your brain scans for patterns. When it finds one that matches a past emotional imprint, even if it was painful, it flags it as known. This is why you may feel drawn to someone who reminds you of a parent, an ex, or a past wound. Your brain isn't trying to sabotage you. It's trying to resolve unfinished emotional business. But resolution doesn't come from reenactment. It comes from awareness. Why you ignore red flags. When you're emotionally activated, your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for rational thinking, goes offline. You're operating from the limbic system, which governs emotion and survival. This is why you justify bad behavior, minimize your needs, overlook inconsistencies, stay longer than you should. You're not weak. You're dysregulated. And the solution isn't to shame yourself. It's to regulate your nervous system and rewire your patterns. Breaking the cycle, from reaction to choice. So how do you stop choosing people who hurt you? You begin by asking, what emotional pattern am I reenacting? What does this person remind me of emotionally, not just behaviorally? What part of me feels familiar in this dynamic? What am I trying to resolve through this connection? Then you shift from reaction to choice. You learn to recognize emotional activation. Pause before pursuing intensity. Choose partners who feel safe, not just exciting. Build tolerance for emotional stability. This is not easy, but it's liberating. Because once you see the pattern, you can break it. And once you break it, you can choose love, not reenact pain. A true healing. Healing isn't about avoiding relationships. It's about choosing them consciously. It's about saying, I understand my patterns and I choose differently. It's about realizing that the people who hurt you weren't just random. They were mirrors. They were messengers. They were invitations to heal. And now, you're ready to answer that invitation, not by chasing intensity, but by reclaiming your emotional sovereignty. If this video stirred something in you, please give us a like. If you've been stuck in cycles of pain, confusion, or emotional repetition, then it's time to begin. The 30-Day to Authentic Love and Emotional Liberation program isn't a quick fix. It's a psychological initiation, a daily unraveling of illusion, a reclamation of emotional truth, and a return to wholeness. Across 4 transformative weeks, you'll move through authentic love, built on sovereignty, not survival; emotional resilience, the ability to feel deeply without collapsing; self-confidence, rooted in truth, not performance; relational clarity, knowing who to choose and why; inner peace, from releasing inherited shame and trauma; psychological integration, reclaiming the parts of you you've buried; freedom, from emotional addiction and the need to be chosen. This is not surface-level self-care. It's deep emotional excavation. It's the kind of healing that doesn't just soothe, it transforms. You don't need to keep choosing pain. You can choose clarity. You can choose healing. You can choose you. Because the cycle ends when you do. Thank you so much for your watching. Please subscribe our channel and see you soon.